Yeah, good morning. It's nice to see a lot of participants who had joined, and nice to see few students also who are there for today's webinar. Hi, this is Manisha Kirtikavuri. I'm an architect and a landscape architect, and I'm working at IGBC as Associate Counselor. Along with me, Ms. Zoya from United Way Delhi is also here. She is the project coordinator for IGBC Green Your School program from United Way of Delhi. And we have Mr. Prasad, who is a teacher and who had mentored the students of Air Force School from Delhi, who is the winners for the last year IGBC Green Your School program, and who had stood as top three participants, top three finalists in the program. And as we start the program today, as we start the webinar today, I would like to say like CII IGBC is CII is a 130-year-old industry, where IGBC is a 20-year-old council which has developed around 32 rating systems. And the program IGBC Green Your School program, the entire program is being supported by Carrier and along with the supporting association United Way of Delhi. And we all welcome you for the webinar series part 3 of IGBC Green Your School program 2025. And part 1 series, which concentrated on climate responsive schools, had really, we got a very good response, and most of the schools got they had actually registered themselves for the program. And apart from that, we had a very good inquiries from the schools also, who are very much interested in joining the webinar series. And this is the part 2 what we are conducting today, and we have 5 to 6 more parts like that. So every series, in every webinar series, we will be announcing about the next date, and we'll keep you updated on this. So we all welcome you for the program. So before I dive into the program and dive into the topic of webinar today, I would like to start with what IGBC is. We need to have a small intro about our council. So IGBC, Indian Green Building Council, is a founding member of World GBC, World Green Building Council, since 2004. And this is India's only council which is recognized by World GBC. And IGBC, as I told you, had developed around 32 rating systems built for built environment typologies and categories like net zero, commercial buildings, residential, transit, built environment, education, industrial, and health and well-being. So places where we stay, live, learn, work, play, transit, and worship should all go green. That is the main vision and motto of IGBC. So converting every possibility of every project typology into green. And as a part of built environment, as a part of education, we have IGBC Green School certification rating as well, which we will be giving a short intro on this. So coming to the green building movement in India, as I told you, IGBC, we at GBC, the building right now where I'm sitting, has been built in 2001, and it is the first green building which is certified by LEED, and it had attained platinum level back in 2001. And it started with the green building movement started with this building with 20,000 square feet, and today from IGBC, we have certified about 14 plus billion square feet with about 15,000 plus green building projects coming, ranging from all the 32 building rating systems. And coming to the green IGBC Green Your School program, it is all about igniting the young minds on how to go green, how to be sustainable, how to adapt these systems in their program. So as a part of it, IGBC Green School programs, we have conducted quiz programs, we have conducted various craft programs, painting competitions talking about green, and various elocution competitions and juries and various award-winning competitions we had specially tailored for the school children. Our motto is to introduce them to the concepts of green at a very young age. So as a part of it, we have various activities like awareness programs, educational training programs, and implementation of green features through our IGBC Green School rating system. And coming to the IGBC Green Your School program, as I told you, it has been supported by Carrier, and the supporting association is United Way of Delhi. This is the edition. This is the 19th edition. So it has been conducted for 18 years, and this is the 19th edition of IGBC Green Your School program 2025. And with this, I would like to introduce the theme that we have, introduced for the 19th edition, which is very different from all the 18 editions. And this is Energize with Care, Protect What's Rare. So it is to basically encourage the students to explore how their choices affect forest and wildlife and emphasize the importance of conservational practices to reduce those impacts. So here the students are going to work towards the energy choices, making sure that it is not affecting the biodiversity and in fact it is giving back to the biodiversity. So the theme encourages a sense of responsibility towards energy conservation, as I told, and also the biodiversity protection, which directly complements IGBC's goal of promoting sustainability, eco-conscious behavior, and green infrastructure in schools. So the main idea of embedding this theme, Energize with Care, Protect What Rare, message into the school is basically it aligns with IGBC Green School program and the entire framework, all the rating framework, and it also cultivates or inculcates the eco literacy among the students, and it talks about the action based learning, not just a book-based learning, and regarding the stewardship or the responsible mindset towards their own school and towards the nature. So this is it acts as a key role to shaping the green leaders of tomorrow. Schools are the places where, in fact, these are the first temples and second homes for every kid, for every person. So I feel students get to learn a lot from the teachers and through the school, and that is the main motto of the program, where that is how we wanted to introduce these ideas. So coming to the awards and recognition, my friend Zoya will be discussing in detail with respect to the process of the program, registration process, and documentation process, and she also gives a glimpse, an overall, not glimpse, basically an idea of how the winning schools, what all the winning schools will be, how all the winning schools will be recognized. But to start the conversation, I'm just giving a glimpse of awards and recognition. So the top three winning schools, the top basically, once the program has been launched and when all the schools participate in this program and give 5 ideas based on the theme Energize with Care and Protects What Rare, and the students have to the students have to form a team, the school have to form a team of one teacher and three students from the standards 7th to 9th. So as a part of it, they'll be submitting the ideas in the form of a PPT. And apart from that, we will so once we get the presentations, submissions from all the schools, we'll shortlist the top 8 schools. Within the top 8 schools, the top 3 schools will be given a cash award or a grant of 3 lakh rupees towards implementation of the green ideas that the students had come up with, along with the trophy and certificate. And these top 3 schools will be called to the Green Building Congress that is happening in Mumbai this year on 26, 27, 28, and 29. So they will be called on 26th for the final jury, and the jury members will be from various stakeholder teams, from Carrier, from IGBC, and from UWD, and the students have to give the presentation in front of them. And followed by the next day, the award ceremony will be happening. And the next 5 schools, that is the next 5 schools in the top 8 schools, will be given a grant of about 2.25 lakhs towards implementation of green ideas and certificates. And rest all the schools will be given the participating school, all the participating schools will be given a certificate of participation. So coming to the webinar topic, today's webinar part 2, the tiny forest and wildlife corners, wild corners. So the main idea of introducing this as the theme, as a part of the theme, Energize with Care, Protect What Rare, is basically to bring nature back to the school. So it's a very simple topic, but yet it adds a lot of value for every school when it is actually followed right. So it is basically creating mini habitats for birds, bees, butterflies, and beyond. And why this matters? So, okay, we have introduced the topic. We are going to talk in detail. But before getting into it, we should know why is it very much important for children and also for school management and the teachers equally. Why is it matters to why does it matter? The call of this is basically the call of nature in the schools. So before a school came, there might have been a very natural edge, natural site with good vegetation, good topsoil condition, and a very vivid biodiversity which supported the meso and micro, meso, and macro climatic conditions. But when the school or any building for that sake, when it had come, it had taken few of the resources, right? So when these resources are replenished or removed from this particular site, it is an essential part of developing the campus. As a part of it, the you have to call back the nature in every way possible. So one of the concept is bringing the wildlife corners and the tiny forest into the creating these particular edges, green edges or green lungs into the school, which can actually bring back the lost biodiversity of that particular site. So as a part of it, so as I told you why it matters, everyone thinks about there's a natural nature deficit in the school. So today's children spend less than 30 minutes a day in nature, which we all know. So most of the schools these days, schools are actually taking them out and going back to the roots, like how Gurukul school system used to be. So outdoor teaching, they're coming up with the old concept which is introduced newly in the new era, where new it's a people feel it's a new methodology, but it's already existing since ages. So the outdoor teaching is being introduced. Why? Because they wanted to have a touch, or they wanted to have a connect with the nature back to the students at least 30 minutes a day in nature. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. But when we look at the bottom, it's about urban school environment. So urban schools lack green biodiverse spaces and micro habitat potential. So unused corners and edges can be transformed into thriving micro habitats within the school campus. And apart from that, the school can actually meet the UN Sustainable Development Goals like SDG, Sustainable Development Goals like SDG 15, life on land 11, like sustainable cities, and SDG 13, like the climate action. So everyone talks about climate change and global warming, but who is actually taking responsibility? All of us are equally responsible. So let us take part in this, small, a very big journey at every small step possible. So as a part of it, let us understand what are tiny forests. So as I told you, small dense patches or native vegetation planted in compact spaces. So as small as a tennis court also can become a tiny forest within the school. It is basically to design the mimic natural, it is basically designed to mimic natural ecosystems, not just grow greenery. So when we say greenery, everyone comes up with the idea of coming up with a lawn patch, bordering it with some shrubbery or maybe some hedges. But that is not the thought here. It is about creating a biodiversity by introducing various number of native species that actually attracts the biodiversity and at a very dense model. Within, though the space is less, the idea of introducing the tiny forest has to be more dense, and it can be customized by for learning, climate adaptation, and biodiversity school with goals within the school. And the space can be, as I told you, it can be as small as a tennis court, whatever the leftover spaces are there, or you can find out some patches where this can actually create an educational adaptation within the school, how the students will be able to, since they will be staying for 10 long years or maybe 10 to 12 long years within a school, sometimes even 14 years, they will get to know how that one tiny patch had grown over the time. And I particularly remember when this activity happened about 25 years back in my school, when maybe I was in my fifth standard at Nirmala High School in Vijayawada. And the students from each school, each class has been, each section has been selected. Like two of us from our school had gone, and I'm the one of them. And we happened to actually create a mini microclimatical zone within the school. So we started planting with small saplings that we got from Vijayawada Municipal Corporation, which was donated by them. And we had seen that at least for next 7 years, how it had grown, how it had actually supported the native vegetation. So that had actually inspired me to even choose a course and try hard for getting an admission at SPA Delhi as a under landscape architecture. And that is why I'm talking about this today. So a tiny act from a school had made me inspired to take a course as a, do my specialization in landscape architecture. So that thought didn't actually leave me. Because I observed how it had grown and how it had impacted me at a very small stage. And now that there's a lot of technology, a lot of knowledge available, maybe today's schools can inspire more than those schools which had inspired long back, in fact. And it's a new era for all of us. And this is one example from Karachi, where a small patch of land has been, created for as a tiny forest, and today it is like this. So it took about 5 to 6 years to grow such kind of forest, but it had created a green patch. Imagine such green patches are made at every nook and corner possible, then it can create biodiversity by itself. And coming to the benefits, there's definitely a lot of benefits. The most important benefits are there will be a rapid growth when because it is easy to concentrate on a smaller patch. It grows 10 times faster than traditional plants. And coming to the carbon dioxide absorption, it absorbs more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere because our buildings emit a lot of carbon dioxide. It is very much essential. At the root only, the carbon dioxide has to be absorbed, and plants are one basic and the simplest act that we can do or plant by the concept of mini wild corners, wilderness areas, or through tiny forests or tiny jungles within our site, within our school. And biodiversity support, definitely it calls back the nature and it supports rich biodiversity in its ecosystem. And apart from that, let us look at the requirements what a site needs. So sites needed is the garden should be between 100 to 300 square meters. Select a land, select a piece of land within the site, within the school, and it can be as small as possible. I'm not asking you to go with one huge corner. Go with small patches or by phase wise. Then you come up with a species, local species, completely native species of 25 to 40 native species, and start planting them as layer by layer. And then there should be some uh, care initially to be given for this, like watering, manuring, pest control. All this have to be done for maybe 2 to 3 years. Then it will become self-sustainable. As these species are native species, they know how to thrive in the climatic conditions that you are staying. So the garden should become self-sustainable within next 3 years. So coming to the wild corners, I was talking about wild corners. So what are the wild corners? Often neglected spaces of the school. So you see some fence edges, or maybe the corners or the setback corners, or maybe near the water tank areas or any dumps. These and also in between the blocks there can be some patches which are actually left with no maintenance or not even usage. So these are the potential. These are not actually left out spaces, but these are the potential areas where a good greenery and a very wide range of vegetation can be encouraged through the tiny forest in these wild corners. So, coming to the enhancing the biodiversity of our school, let us look into the implementations that one can do. One can come up with flowering climbers. They can create bug hotels to bring back the bugs, and water bowls. So for bird bathing and watering, water bowls actually can help them thrive to beat the heat in the summers. And rocks, definitely rocks play a major role. And perching sticks for the birds to come and rest, and also bird feeders. So definitely bird feeders are important. And native shrubs. So when we go with the native shrubs, they thrive more, they attract more biodiversity, and they need less maintenance as well. So as I told you, these are few of the examples. Find the wilder areas, introduce the native species, introduce rocks. This will be a very good, system, very good a point that can actually create an interesting point within the wild corners, and give flowering climbers. I go for climbers all the time, because climbers with very less soil medium can actually grow tall, and they look very pretty and also beautiful, and also they attract a lot of biodiversity like bees, birds, and butterflies and moths. And apart from that, the perking sticks, bird bathing areas, like even a small matka that you provide within the schools also, that plays a major role for birds to smaller level of birds to actually thrive. And bee hotels, as you can see, there's a very interesting point where the bees or bugs can actually use this point, and this becomes a learning session for the students as well. And apart from that, the feeding points for the birds. And when you do all this, definitely definitely the nature returns and it benefits the school campus in many ways. So coming to the environmental gains, so this benefits happen in two levels. One is environmental gain. So it actually purifies the air, soil conditions within that locality, and it makes the top 1 feet of the soil or 10 inches of the soil a sweet earth bag. And the temperature and noise and dust reduction can definitely be observed over the time, and mainly the wild corners create a microclimatical condition as well. Rainfall infiltration. So when water actually falls onto the surface, when a tree medium or a plant medium is there, the infiltration happens easier and more groundwater can be absorbed by the earth. And that's how the groundwater recharge can be, well encouraged. And definitely these become the green lungs for the campus or to the school. So green lungs are very much important. They're not just for the visual beauty, but definitely to purify the air and also the soil and produce more oxygen. And the second benefit is definitely the biodiversity gains. So it attracts the wildlife by attracting birds, butterflies, bees, frogs, earthworms to the area, and it becomes like a learning hub. And this also becomes as a mini eco reserve. So it serves as mini eco reserve for native species to thrive. And apart from that, the benefits to the school, this also gives the learning through living green. So how can when a student lives or thrives or observes such an environment for a very long time, that's when he becomes his the thought of seed, the thought of this small seed, the implementation that you are seeing today is becomes a seed, and it is going to shape him into a scientist tomorrow. So from seed to scientist is gonna be, and definitely this creates an initial curiosity, a spark of interest in nature. We cannot ask students to just be responsible towards the nature. It's not just a statement. It is all about, creating that idea, that thought, that belongingness towards nature. So to create all this, definitely there's something called a curiosity which has to be developed. So the initial curiosity, the spark of interest in nature, and definitely biodiversity lessons, so biology lessons. So when a condition like this, or when a tiny forest or a wild corner is developed within a site or within a school like this, like yours, definitely it's a very good opportunity for the biology and all the science teachers, so that they can start teaching the students about the life cycles, plant growth, and food chains as well. And also skill building, it develops observation and environmental stewardship and ethics. So students should not just pluck a plant out of some crazy thought. They should, before doing that, they should think that what is this going to provide, and why should I not touch the twigs, leaves, or anything, and in fact help them to grow. And critical thinking, it applies curiosity and creativity, so they can come up with more thoughts, more ideas than even you and me can even think of, because their energy is phenomenal. And environmental stewardship, so environmental ethics, responsibility, and knowledge about nature can be gained as a part of this small implementation without your in your schools. And coming to the well-being pyramid, it also helps the students to focus, improve concentration, and mental clarity. Definitely nature has its own cleansing ritual. It cleanses you, and when you happen to spend a good time, and for the students, for the kids, it's more beneficial. And emotional balance, it enhances the emotional stability and also calm and care routine. So they come up with that when that stewardship or when that responsibility is taken, they build a team among themselves, and they will have more empathy towards towards the nature, and that's when they are going to contribute more, not just because it's a duty, just because it's an acceptance and a responsibility, and ownership that they had taken for the nature. And as I told you, there are many real life scenarios in and beyond India, where certain examples, there are many examples, but I try to pick few. So in locations like Gurugram, Miyawaki forests are considered as one of the major initiatives for most of the schools, where certain organizations are also working on it, where 300 square feet meter of forest is developed. As Miyawaki is one small thought, but there are many such planting technologies, typologies, where any school can adopt in a very small space, as small as 300 square meters of forest. And Pune and Bangalore, most of the schools, they are creating natural trails within the school, and these trails are mostly like butterfly trails and pond corners. And coming to the Hyderabad, they're coming up with native gardens where they're introducing the native species into their gardens, and they're creating green walls, either the bare wall or they're coming up with vertical garden. And apart from that, in UK and Netherlands, if we see, particularly UK, they're coming up with the very straightaway concept of tiny forest, where there's an example called Earth What's Tiny Forest, which you can search. And apart from that, Netherlands, they're coming up with urban micro patches. So these are forest patches in schools, and so now that you got to know what are the benefits, what are tiny forests, what are wider corners, and how world is actually implementing that, I would definitely encourage every student or every school to actually call to action. So it's now that you got to know, and when the action is implemented, it rewards you in a very different way. Let's rewild our schools, and your school can be a biodiversity hero too. And you can start it with very simple process. You can start with one corner, maybe 10 by 10 feet patch is enough, and the school can engage teachers, students, and parents. And most of the schools are actually following it. It's not a unknown concept, but when it is done in a very systematical manner, it is going to reward more, and you can definitely showcase your school and your particular patch which you had grown through your annual events, and it gives a sense of pride as well. And share your success stories with IGBC and other local communities and many other NGOs that are working towards wilderness and biodiversity. So how to start? Start with a very simple five-step plan. The first is site selection. Choose underused corners or open land patches. And soil preparation. Add compost, mulch, and remove the debris so that weed removal also can be eradicated here. Weed growth also can be eradicated here. And coming to the plant selection, native species, shrubs, trees, herbs, a mixed tall, medium ground cover. You can definitely observe the nearby ecosystem, and you can just mimic the same. And it is called as the ecosystems that thrive for a longer time. And it is called and the student participation involved in planting, naming these trees, setting up the feeders. So what you can give one name, or the students are interested, or you can give a name to the tree itself, so that the students will take the accountability for that growth and maintenance. And definitely maintenance, and the students have to observe monthly care by eco clubs. You can form eco clubs within the school and celebrate seasonal changes also. And seasonal changes are actually the milestones, in fact. So every milestone makes them feel proud how they had happened, how they had helped the nature to thrive in their school, their own school. So coming to the IGBC Green School rating system, as I told you, the rating, we have the certification, IGBC Green School certification. And so, as a part of it, first, as I told you, let us understand what a green school is. It is one which addresses the health and hygiene of children, conserves natural resources, uses less water, and it optimizes energy efficiency and generates less waste as compared to a conventional school. There are many schools. The main mission of IGBC Green School Initiative is to facilitate and transform the schools in India to green schools. So the difference between a conventional school and a green school, visually it's the same, but in terms of implementations and the benefits that this green school get, that is where it differs. So coming to the benefits to green schools, so it is basically to see the principles of green at a very tender age and create that stewardship and accountability towards nature, and improve quality of life by introducing credits which can help with the daylight, ventilation, hygiene, drinking water, healthy food, and hygiene toilets. And it also improves building performance, like energy saving 30 to 50% and water savings up to 20 to 30%. We also consider the infrastructural facilities, ergonomical and anthropometrical conditions, like writing desks, seating benches, lights and fans, and facility for physical activities like indoor and outdoor play areas and all. Under the Green School rating system or the certification, there are many schools which are certified, and nearly 160 schools all over India has been certified and are undergoing certification. And Cygnus World School, Modi School, Cygnus World School in Vadodara, Modi School in Rajasthan, Saraswati Bal Mandir in Delhi, and Newton School in Kolkata, like that. Many schools are actually certified by IGBC Green School Rating System. So these are few of the schools: Hyderabad Public School, KGBB, schools in Gujarat, and Apple Global School, and Greenwood High School in Bangalore. So the rating system has been introduced 10 years back, that is around 2014, and it is applicable for both existing and new schools. New schools where 95% to 100% of the construction is finished, and those schools which are opening for the next academic year. So those schools also can participate as a part of new schools. Coming to the benefit of green and healthy schools. So when a school is certified under IGBC Green School Program or Green School rating system, the performance of the students' performance and building performance is definitely improved, and the pedagogy, the science and art of education is, kind of, it becomes a passion to the children, and it becomes both a passion and science to the children, and they are sensitized to environmental aspects, and community help to educate the greater community. So it is basically to help it is basically to help to educate the greater community, and responsibility, as I told you, the stewardship towards environment. And the certification levels happens in four levels, that is platinum, which is the global leadership, which is the highest level, gold, the national excellence, next highest, and then the silver for outstanding performance, and certified for best practices. So the main focus areas for the rating system is a holistic approach to sustainability, addressing following focus areas. So one is site selection and planning, sustainable water practices, conserving and harvesting, eco-friendly school material, indoor environmental quality, health and well-being, and green education. So I would now request Ms. Zoya Khan, the program coordinator from United Way of Delhi, who will be talking on the entire program's process, the main thought of initiative, and also how to go ahead with the registration process and the documents required. So we will be opening the last 15 minutes, the last 10 minutes of the webinar session today for the question and answers. So I request the participants to ask the questions during that time. Zoya? I
Yeah,
now
hi,
request you
thank
to take over and start sharing the screen.
thank you, Manisha. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I'm Zoya, program coordinator from United Way of Delhi. We are the associated partner for IGBC Green Year School program. So I will let you go through the process about the program, how you can register to our website, and all about you need to know about the program. So IGBC Green Year School program is an annual program which is open to school across India for a year. Through this program, we encourage school to come up with sustainable ideas to convert their existing school into the green sustainable school. So we have the objective to instill eco-sensitive behavior in the daily lifestyle of the children. We enable students to spread awareness about the environmental education among the peer group and community by taking up the environmental issue and finding the solution at individual level. We also enable both new and existing schools to incorporate and monitor environmental friendly concepts that would result in reducing the carbon footprint. We want to launch as many sustainable buildings as possible with the support of this program. So our overall vision for the program is to enable the majority of the schools in India to convert into the green school by 2025. This is our 19th year in succession for this program, which is supported by Career in association with United Way of Delhi. This program is applicable for all the school across India. Through this program, what is the eligibility criteria is you have to form a team of one student and three teacher from a standard 7 to 9th, and then you have to register to our portal, which is greenyourschool.in. You have to just type greenyourschool.in to the Google, and this page will come up, and at the button which is showing in the green register or login, you have to register your school through. What is our methodology is like every year we circulate the information on Environmental Day about Green Your School program. Once our registrations are open, you can go to our website and register yourself. To register, you have to form the team of three students and one teacher. Once you form the team, like select the students from your school and a teacher, then you register your school at our website. Then you start brainstorming and develop the sustainable idea, which you will submit at our website or upload the presentation on our website as the idea or the proposal from your school end. Then our team in the pre-jury start evaluating the ideas submitted by the schools. Like every year we get around 500 to 600 of participation registration of our schools, and then we start shortlisting the schools. Based on our shortlisting criteria, we select around 20 schools, and then in the jury we select top 8 schools which we will be awarding in the award distribution in the green building council. So the methodology of like our what is our evaluation criteria is like we give 20 marks for the ideas. You have to propose 5 ideas, sustainable ideas, or health well-being ideas, and we give 20 marks to the ideas which are practical in implementation. 10 marks will be for innovative ideas. 5 marks will be for the benefit to the school and the society through the idea which you are proposing, and then 5 marks will for the education and awareness. This is our overall weightage and the evaluation criteria. The prize money is like for the top 3 school, we give the grant of 3 lakh each and a trophy to school, and top 3 school will be invited to the award ceremony, for which all of our like their lodging, boarding expenses will be taken care by us, IGBC. And to the top 5 school, we give the grant of around 2.25 lakh and the certificate. Also, please note that the certificate of participation will be given to all the school who are submitting the ideas. Then there are some of the ideas like which you can implement green in recommendation, which you can propose it into your proposal. Like you can submit the idea on energy efficiency, on water conservation, on waste reduction, on green landscaping, on sustainable transportation or curriculum integration. This is just an example, but you can brainstorm and submit more ideas. So this is it. So our program is open till 30th of September is last date of registration, and 1st of October for the submission, I guess.
Yeah, 1st of October is the last date for the submission. So yeah. Um,
Yeah, and 30th of September for registration.
yeah. Um, Zoya, can you please stop sharing the screen for a minute? Thank you, Zoya. Thank you so much for a very detailed explanation on how the schools can actually participate, how can they register themselves and participate through the program. And now we have Mr. V. Venkateswar Prasad, who is the trained TGT trained graduate teacher from Air Force Golden Jubilee Institute, New Delhi, who had actually guided and mentored his students from the school for the IGBC Green Year School Program 2024, and they had stood as the top 3 winners from the school. And I still remember the day how they had given the presentation. The students were very much into green and into sustainability, and it is not just for the sake of the jury that they had come, but the ideas that they had presented with so much of enthusiasm still, reminds me of how school students are, like how students and children are so much, it's self-encouraging themselves to adapt these implementations. So definitely, it's a very happy moment for me and Zoya that the IGBC Green Your School program is actually changing the students' mindset. So now with this, I would like to request Mr. V. Venkateswar Prasad to share the screen and start the presentation. So today he is here to share the ideas what they had come up with in the previous program in their school. So I hope this will give a lot of insights and definitely a good idea for you to how to continue through the program and also how to participate, come up with various ideas. Um, Prasad sir, I'm stopping the
Good,
sharing.
good morning, everyone. I feel honored to be a part of this webinar. I'm VV Prasad, TGT from Air Force Golden Jubilee Institute. Our school won IGBC Green Your School competition in 2024 I feel proud to be a member and a part of this journey. Before we begin, I just want to bring your attention that today is the World Nature Conservation Day. It holds special significance for India and particularly for urban centers like Delhi, where the challenges of uh, the balancing the development with sustainability are increasingly urgent. So empowering schools ensures that the future generations to look at sustainability as integral part of their life rather than a task. In short, catch them young. Okay, so let me show the presentation which won the hearts of the jury. So I will present this thing. Uh, okay, so this one, how to start this one? Okay, is it visible, ma'am? No, ma'am, is it visible?
Not yet, sir, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
I'll share. Okay,
Please click on the share and select the window.
right, ma'am, right, ma'am.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
ma'am,
it
right,
is
ma'am.
being shared.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Please on the presentation mode so that the maximum visibility of the slide is possible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So this is the Green Your School project. So let us make our school green. So then, how many of you believe as the students can significantly impact the change in our environment? Okay. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudha Manushyanam Ekameva Sukhasthalam. Paryavarana Samrakshanam Tatra Pramukham Kartavyam. So that means this earth is the only place to live, and Paryavarana Samrakshan, that is the Kartavya, Pramukha Kartavyam. So that is the major uh, thing we have to do now. Okay. So now the next one about our school. Our school, Air Force Golden Jubilee, is in Subruto Park. That is a defense area. So it started as a special school in 1986, but later it was converted to an integrated school, and this is the first integrated school in our country. Now I'll show you the school virtual visit. So we have three sections or three wings. One is the special wing, which is training the special children, and the second one is the junior wing, which is far away. That means a little far away from our main building. It is having the junior school. That means the primary to primary section is there in that thing. So the KG to fifth class, and in the senior section we have sixth to 12th. So we have very good infrastructure, also very good playground, labs, and all those things. Right, next one. So we actually participate in all major Earth Day celebrations, like some activities. We have a weaving workshop also. So there, the special wing children have been being trained, and then we occasionally take them, the general children, also to that place to get the hands-on experience. And then we bring the children close to the nature also, and occasionally we keep the classes also under the trees to bring them close to the nature. Next, for this competition, I've selected three children. One is the Aditri Pandey of 8th C, and Ira Oja of 9th D, and Shivam Srivastava of 9th D last year. So I'm the mentor. So next, existing ideas. We are having all these things in our school, so that I have tried to depict all these things in this thing. So we keep two dustbins in each and every class to segregate the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, and we segregate them, and then we convert all the biodegradable waste into compost every time. 100% utilization of the biodegradable waste. So then next one, green space. So we have converted all the green space into all the waste place into green space by planting more and more trees to bring the nature into the school. Okay, and then we generally promote the carpooling methods also in our school, and we engage some private buses also to bring the children to the school. And especially we use only the CNG run schools and CNG run buses, and then EV run buses also. So then next, we waste generally we waste water. 90% of the water will be wasted by improper closing of the taps. So we have changed all those things into sensor taps, so that we can we can save more and more water there. Then there this for disposing this sanitary napkins also we have a machine. Then next, we have changed all the incandescent bulbs and halogen lights with LED lights to save electricity also in our labs and in corridors. And then we regularly conduct the donation camps for books and the clothes also. And we have a special wing in our school, and those they make the doormats also with that those clothes, the used clothes. Then next, plantation initiative. We have a very good functional eco club in our school, and we generally go to the government nurseries and bring all the plants from the for the school, and then we ask our children to plant all those things. And moreover, we are working with one NGO, that is WWN, that is working with nature. So we adopt certain areas in Delhi, and we regularly go to those places, and we plant the trees also to convert those areas into green. The next, sustainable ideas. What we are going to implement this year. These are all the special ideas we have presented. We generate a lot of gray water in our school, like the toilets, and then some other places, and in canteen also. We generate a lot of gray water, and we want to use that water. Generally, that water is going into the drains, so we want to use that water for for plants also, right, for watering the plants. Then next, rainwater harvesting. We have a rainwater harvesting system in our junior school, and we want to have one more rainwater harvesting plant in our main school also. So to reduce the dependency on the groundwater and municipal water. um, so if we invest nearly 2 lakhs or 1.5 lakh rupees, then we can save more than 5 to 7 lakhs of water in a year. So that is the basic idea. For that, we are going to have that rainwater harvesting in our school. It is very much required. So we are having electricity heavy bills. So nowadays, now to reduce that thing also, we want to go for some solar panel systems. Solar energy is the best energy. So initial cost will be there, but in the long run, it will be very useful. So so we are trying to spend this 3 lakh rupees on that thing for renewable source of energy. And the next one, we plastic is a big problem in our society, so we want to tell our children that this plastic is a big problem. So we ask the children to make eco bricks, and with these eco bricks we want to make some walls like this. This is for showing the children how we can efficiently use that plastic also. So then next one, this one is clothing upcycling system. We ask the children to make the bag like things, so that we can reduce the usage of the plastic also in our day-to-day life. So one more important idea we have brought is the water coming out from the ACs is also can be used for mopping the floors, and for using that water for cleaning the toilets and other things. So that in that way, this water also can be used effectively. So then next, green classrooms. So in Delhi, like places, generally the AQI is very high. So then we want to go for the vertical gardening also. And in classroom also, we want to ask the children to bring the plants and to make the walls green. Or inside the classroom also, we want to keep the plants so that the nature will. We want to bring the nature into the classroom also, and to care and share. Okay, care and to ask the children to take care of all these things. So sense of responsibility also will be increased by this method. That is what we are thinking. So then next, health and hygiene ideas. So then meditation among the green spaces. So we generally already there's a lot of stress in children. So to reduce this anxiety, we are conducting some classes in the um, um, green areas so that the stress will be reduced. And then we conduct the classes also under the trees sometimes. Okay, and then so green spaces with the birds nests. Okay, so not only the increasing the greenery, we want to increase the biodiversity also. So we will ask the children to make some nests also for the for the birds, and so that birds also can come, and that will enhance the beauty of the nature in our surroundings. Organic food festivals, IARE is there in Delhi, so we generally take the children to the food festivals there. So then we show them the organic exhibitions also. We ask the children to go for the organic things. They are the good for the health also. So some of these are the ideas we want to implement. The proposed budget for this thing is depicted here in this thing. So it comes around 6 to 7 lakhs, and this is the split up of this thing. So then they have agreed also. So then I have given one sloka from Bhagavad Gita: Ajyadacharati sreshta stastadevo tarvujanaha sayat pramanam kurte lokas tadanuvartate. That means जो 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 मनुष्य श्रेष्ठ मनुष्य जो जो आचरण करता है, तो दूसरा मनुष्य वैसे ही आचरण करता है. सो बिकम ए रोल मॉडल फॉर द सोसाइटी, सो दैट द सोसाइटी also will try to do the same thing. So that is the thank you for giving the opportunity, and I'm very thankful to Manisha ma'am and Joya ma'am for giving this opportunity to express my views, and thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prasad sir. It's in fact, we have to thank you for sharing your views and the presentation that you had come up with this, along with the students. Their ideas matters a lot. And for today's schools who are participating, or to all the participants, in fact, today it is a very great learning how to go with respect to the presentation, how to go through the presentation, how to start the presentation, how the ideas can actually come up with. So it's a very good thought, and thank you so much, Prasad sir. And with this, we would like, me and Zoya, we would like to, as we have already spoke about the theme, the recognitions and award, the process and all. So this is the registration QR, and we have actually designed about 7 online webinars on different topics related to the theme: Energize with Care, Protect What's Rare. So starting from 17th July, which happened first, this is the first webinar. That is the first webinar on 17th July, and this is the second webinar. And we have 5 more webinars and which are lined up. And what we request is, we request all the schools who are participating today to take your phone and just register using the QR code. It redirects to the link what Zoya was mentioning, IGBC Green Your School Program.in, and and nominate 3 students, post nominating 3 schools from grade 7 to 9 and 1 mentor teacher. You can come up with registration, and if you are facing any ideas, sorry, if you're facing any problems, you can either contact me or Zoya or even Gargi Das from IGBC. So thank you so much. Please go green, and this is the QR code to register, and the registration is completely free. There's no charge for the registration. Register yourself, and you can definitely come up with very good ideas. As the webinars are progressing, me and Zoya hope that this webinar will actually add more value to your thoughts, to your ideas, and will be helpful in every way possible. And our next webinar is on 6th August, where we are concentrating. The topic for the webinar 3 is illuminating sustainability. So it talks majorly on the energy efficiency and wildlife protection in schools. So it is not just energy efficiency that we're going to talk. We also wanted to see how make you see how wildlife protection is possible in schools. So thank you so much, everyone. And now the webinar is open for question and answers. You can unmute yourself and you can ask any question to all three of us.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Ma'am,
Actually,
can you
I
be a little
wanted to
loud?
know that this is something from
Yes.
Focus High School. I wanted to know, actually, we have planned so many things in our school, but as our campus is having 6th floor building and we have no ground, so can we conduct this kind of greenery, wildlife on the like in our campus itself?
Yeah, you can
On
use the
the
vertical
6th
walls, which
floor.
are already available. As I told you, creepers create a lot of biodiversity. That is one of the easiest way. And you
Yeah,
can use your terrace and the roof areas also, ma'am. And as
yeah.
Prasad sir was mentioning in his presentation that they had come up with the idea of green walls. You can use the corridors, green areas, and all to come up with vertical gardens, or you can come up with indoor plants as well.
Yes, ma'am. Related to that only, we have many ideas. Grade 9, 7 to 9, we have come up with a lot of ideas. Can I contact you personally? Can share your number with us?
Yes, ma'am. You can. I think you have got my mail, right? I'll
Yes, ma'am.
post my number. I'll post my number in the chat box.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
You can contact me.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. Any doubts?
Good afternoon.
Are you going to get certificate for the webinar, ma'am? A webinar is for the awareness, in fact, and we are actually providing the certificates for those who are participating in the program. So the program is the webinars are basically to provide awareness to participate in the program, IGBC Clean Your School program. It's a pan-India program open for all the schools. So this is like an educational session. And ma'am, are we going to get the participation certificate for this webinar? Yes, not for the webinar, but for the program. Can we also apply such strategies in your school? Definitely. Every space, vertically or horizontally, or even in your the bare compound walls also can help you thrive with the growing tiny gardens and vertical gardens here. And how can we register for the green school? You can register using the QR code, or you can please mail to me. I'll be sending you and posting my mail ID here. You can please mail to me and I'll send you the details regarding the entire Green School program. And for participating in the program, we need to put the existing ideas or future goals as well in the PPT. Ma'am, existing ideas you can just showcase about what your school is practicing already, but future goals have to be completely new. They should be more innovative, in fact. And this becomes a very great, interesting, innovative session for all the students. So you have to come up with new ideas. 5 ideas should be uploaded as PPT. Yes, ma'am. 5 ideas at max. Ma'am, will you give a format for PPT? Yes. Once you register for the program, Zoya will be sending a mail. An automated mail actually comes up, and where format is already will be sent to you. And there's one more question, ma'am. Actually, last year we participated in the program, but we didn't get any participation certificate. Ma'am, can you please write this concern to me on mail? We'll send you the certificate. Actually, we have sent to all the schools, but there are in certain cases what happened is when certain schools, when they are registering, right, they are actually not giving proper email IDs. So when the proper email ID is not given, either either due to error from your side or our side, the mail is not being sent. So if you can write this concern to me, Ms. Bhavani from EVPS will definitely send you the certificate of participation to you and also to the students. And ma'am, we are not sharing how share the PPT with us. Ma'am, what we'll do is once the session is over, we are uploading the presentation, the entire recording on YouTube. So for both webinar 1 and webinar 2, supposedly the webinar 1 will be uploaded today and the webinar 2 will be uploaded tomorrow. What we'll do is we'll post this in the YouTube. You can directly search for IGBC Green News School Program webinar series. So you will directly be redirected to this, and if possible in the chat box itself, I'll be posting the YouTube link. You can use it. That recording will be useful for your entire journey of this participation. And how can we register for the Green School program? I have already answered. And yeah, if anyone is having any doubts, please unmute yourself. And me and Zoya are happy to help you. Well, all the participants have given certificates. All the participants will be given the certificates for the program. And in case if you didn't receive it, please mail us this concern, and we will surely send you the certificates, the soft copy certificates in a day or two. In case if anyone is having any doubts, you can definitely write to me or Zoya. We are happy to help you. And for today, we are taking a stop for this webinar series, and let us meet on 6th of August for the webinar, and let us again dive deep into a newer concept which can definitely help you in creating or come up with more innovative ideas than even we thought. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Zoya, and thank you, Prasad sir, for supporting me for the presentation today, for the webinar today. Thank you so
Thank you,
much. Your
Manisha.
support is always
Thank you.
valued. And
Thank
we
you.
request all the students, all the teachers or the schools who are participating in the webinar to kindly register and please participate. And it is not just a value of program. It is all about your immense support and your enthusiastic thought of going green through your schools and through your children, through your students. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.